Hi, this is Hank reporting from Kyiv, and this is my update on Russian-Ukrainian war. Let's see what happened over the last 24 hours. Situation at the northern border. 100 drones attack. Drones with auto-targeting. 750 million euro aid from Denmark. Ukrainian prisoners scanned in 3D. The Vyshyvanka day. Drone hunting a helicopter. According to President Zelensky's message, Russians were able to advance a maximum of 10 kilometers deep into our territory from the north. He assures that at the moment, almost a week after the start of this operation, our troops were able to stabilize the combat line, and we are not considering a further breakthrough in this area. The president stated that this advance of the enemy was made possible due to the lack of air defense and the consequent dominance of Russians in the air. I'm not a military expert, but I know that air dominance is where the combat operations of this nature begin. If you can bomb infantry and vehicles from above, they are limited in their capabilities. This brings us back to the question that, yes, damn it, we still don't have enough air defense and they still have too many jets and bombs. In this video, we see a group of invaders on the territory of the city of Vovchansk, which they were able to partially capture. I can't take this video seriously, but we should not forget that despite all the awkwardness, these people are extremely cruel and we suffer losses in the confrontation with such barbarians, clumsy barbarians. I think everyone has already watched the news in the most popular media, and I won't just retell the articles. I'd better tell you more when I have some interesting news from this area. In Novorossiysk, which is more than 300 kilometers from the front line, Russian oil refinery and fuel terminal were attacked, and in Tuapse, another 100 kilometers further, an oil refinery was attacked, which is number 12 on the list of the largest oil refineries in Russia. The power plant in Sevastopol, Crimea, was also damaged and the electricity went off. It was stated that there were more than 100 drones. Perhaps this is the most massive attack of this kind. See, this game can be played by 2 players. The next video shows Novorossiysk at night. The intelligence service and the security service of Ukraine believe that this operation proved Russia's inability to defend its bases both in occupied Crimea and on its own coast. In fact, all the main Russian warships in the Black Sea are now hidden in the Novorossiysk and are limited in their actions. Ukrainian specialists have completed the development and testing of an auto-guidance system for FPV drones, which will allow them to attack targets in the operating conditions of powerful electronic warfare equipment. In this video, from the training ground, you can see how the drone operator fixes the target and then the bird itself flies at it in automatic mode. The robot war in action. I have long said that the future comes so suddenly. When I got my Mavic Pro drone of the first generation, I was so excited. You literally take it out of your pocket. It flies up to a height of 500 meters and you can broadcast video in 4K quality through your smartphone to the other side of the planet and practically for free. Now you can destroy the entire tank this way and it will cost you a couple of $100s. I have information that one brigade covers part of its expenses by selling the ability to destroy enemy equipment in this way via internet for a donation of only a couple of $1,000s. The future is here and it's strange. The Danish government announced a new package of military assistance to Ukraine, which is estimated at 750 million euros, and almost half of these funds will go to strengthen the country's air defense system and the rest will be used to develop military production. Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen said, "It makes sense to make weapons where they will be used and by those who will use them. Ukraine has the skills but lacks the resources. We hope that this step can inspire more countries to follow this example. Thanks for your support, and I hope that we can significantly improve our air defense system. This is priority number 1. I'm confident that after the end of this war, our industrial complex will be truly strong and will make its contribution to strengthening defense in Europe. Sadly, this war will be the biggest advertising campaign for the types of weapons that the winners will have. This prologue cannot be bought for any money. It was paid with people's lives." This part of the video contains a fragment of an interview with a guy I know with the call sign Smurf. He's a border guard from my hometown of Mariupol. He's one of those who went through all this hell and was captured from the territory of the Azovstal plant after 86 days of defense. In this part of the interview, he talks about the procedure of how he was accepted in a Russian prison. There are automatic subtitles, but they are not very accurate, and I will add a few comments to make this context more clear, and I'll leave a link to this interview below.
Чи в полоні ви страждали за свої татуювання?
Завжди.
Що вам казали?
Ну, якщо казати за прийомку, то...
Here the interviewer asks him about his tattoos. You can see the eagle tattoo, which is very similar to the national symbol of the United States. He says that because of this tattoo, Russians called him a Nazi and shaved his eyebrows, and he was beaten just all the time.
Коли робили зачіску і обрили, вони на лисо стріли. То потім він такий, нахиляється, бачить орла, я голий повністю, і він таки бачить орла і каже, ти нацист, Я кажу, нет, і він просто каже, не каже, він бере і брові мені збриває теж. І просто так, і йому від цього стало легше. І я потім побіг по іншим кімнатам, в кожній кімнаті якась процедура, відпечатки пальців, ДНК ногтей, волос брали.
Ого.
Так, 3D.
Here Smurf says something very interesting. During his admission to a Russian prison, they took his fingerprints, fingernails DNA, hair DNA, and made a 3D scanning. He said that he was taken into a futuristic capsule and his body was scanned, and then a separate 3D model was created from it.
Тебе в 3D. Ти заходиш, я перший раз таке робив, але це не на прийомці було, це потім в Таганрогі.
А для чого вони це робили?
Щоб був, як наш модуль, як людини. Щоб нас можна було считати, образно кажучи, з різних сторін. Ми заходили в таку, я не знаю, як це назвати, як якийсь, капсула з якогось там.
Thus, Russians have complete information about all the prisoners of war they have at the moment. I know people who are still in Russian captivity for the third year in a row, and besides some of them not even soldiers. They were simply arrested in the streets of Mariupol and taken to a prison for their sailor tattoos. According to the rules of international conventions, civilians cannot be captured because they are not combatants. But remind when Russia was interested in some kind of human rights. In Ukraine, we celebrated the day of Vyshyvanka, national clothing on which a pattern called bloodline code is depicted. I found the word embroidery in English, but I don't know how accurate it is. Write in the comments whether it suits or not. We only call them Vyshyvankas. Here, this clothing is considered not only a talisman, but also a symbol of resistance, a sign of respect for traditions and pride in Ukraine. My friends hid and secretly took out their Vyshyvankas and blue and yellow flags from the occupied territories in order to preserve them. Soldiers also proudly wear them under the uniform. In this photo, you can see May Musk in her Vyshyvanka shirt. And this is Pablo Picasso wearing his embroidered shirt. He liked the patterns. And this is a shot of photographer and soldier Anton Shevelov, in which we see the uniform of a Ukrainian soldier with a pixelated texture soaked in blood. This photo is labeled the main Vyshyvanka shirt of the country, and this is a very accurate description. We also have a theory that the blue and yellow flag turns black and red when the blood gets on it. This is a reference to the Ukrainian nationalist flag. I'm researching this topic, and maybe I'll make a video about it later if you're interested. In this video from the 43rd Brigade, we see FPV drone chasing a Russian Mi-35 helicopter in Kharkiv region near the northern border. Again, I'll make a reference to the fact that we lack air defense, and if we see a helicopter on our territory, if we assume that there will be 2 Patriot systems in Kharkiv, as our president asks our partners, then this helicopter will not be so courageous. If a drone could shoot down a helicopter, it would be simply epic. We already had a case where soldiers shot down a Russian K-52 with anti-tank guided missile, but a $500 drone, it's the next level. Let's wait for the sequel of the story or the delivery of the Patriot system. Both options will do. This is probably all the big news for the day number 814 of the full-scale Russian invasion. I won't show any more videos from Crimea, you've already seen them, and I won't talk about the international news indirectly related to Ukraine. But I'll say that in addition to this, Russians have been attacking us from three sides all day long. They hit Kharkiv with missiles, they hit Odessa with ballistics. There was an air raid alert in Kyiv and due to a possible hypersonic missile attack. Please continue to support Ukraine. We really want peace, stability, and revival of life on our lands. Take care.